What's up, wrestling fans? This is Rich Ratman Former with your Ratt Wrestling Report. Just bear with me. I'm feeling like shit. It's been a while since I've done this. Lack of interest, lack of time, lack of viewers, whatever. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to try something a little new. I'm not going to worry about WWE. Though I'm happy that Cena is no longer champion, still got to get their heads on their asses. And after watching Wednesday night's match, I Quit match, last knockout standing, Stairway to Janice, why would I want to watch WWE? I've got all the entertainment on a Wednesday night and a Saturday night, Saturday afternoon with ROH. Indie shows going on all over the place. Check us out on Facebook, Indie to TNA, Indie to TNA, and talking about pro wrestling. Anyway, let's get on with it. TNA Impact started out with a bang with Stairway to Janice match, which was an awesome match. I haven't seen a match like that in a while. I'm glad to see, really happy to see Bram getting put over like he has been with by Abyss. Abyss, we all know, is a monster from TNA to all over the world. He's been in Puerto Rico. He's been in TNA, IWCCW. We've seen him all over the place, and he's done nothing but dominated and destroyed his entire career, and he's destroyed people in crazy matches, monster balls. It's the first time I've ever seen Stairway to anything, just ladder matches. Stairway to Janice, Bram won. It was a good match either way you look at it. Like I said, it's good to see Bram getting put over as a newcomer. I never heard of him, and I shame myself for that. Shame myself for that. Never hearing about him, never knowing who he is until he shows up on the Impact Zone with Magnus. Which, is it me, or is Magnus just not getting a push these days? Yeah, he was in the Six Sides of Steel. That was a great match, too. Seen a double Tower of Doom. That was pretty good. Three-way submissions. That was pretty awesome. I'm kind of getting off track, but I'm just going with it. And here we are. Let's go. Let's just move on. Huge mistake by EC3 beating up on Rhino like that. How many of us out there know who Rhino is? Gore! 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 It's good to see an edge on EC3. Maybe in the future we won't see so much of the stupidness that we see from EC3. The Rock. I don't know, I can't do it. But it's funny, either way, it's funny as hell. It kind of reminds me of The Rock, except for the being the whole turnaround thing. And I'm going to have to watch this because seeing that had to be funny. My fiance, Twister Tracy, is in the background laughing at me. So if you heard that, then that's what it is. Yeah, that's... Anyway, move on. My notes here, they're all jumbled up and stuff, and I'm not feeling very good, so just go with it. Joe versus Low-Ki was an awesome match. Awesome match. It's good to see Joe back in the swing of things, using his agility, his power, and his size over Low-Ki. It's great to see Low-Ki. Welcome back, buddy. It's a lot better than Caval, who I don't even know what that monstrosity was in the WWE. NXT is great now, but then when I seen him, who was season 2 or something like that, and it wasn't that good. So it's good to see him back. Former X Division champion, 2 former X Division champions, actually, if you want to get technical. And Samoa Joe walks away with the victory, but it was a great match either way. It would have been great to see Low-Ki win it, just because, come on, it's Low-Ki. Who doesn't like Low-Ki? He's one of the best cruiserweights out there. He's one of the best X Division wrestlers out there. I'm not saying the best. You want to know who the best is? Go to India to TNA. We are doing a tournament right now for the best of the lightweights, cruiserweights, lightweights, junior heavyweights. Check it out. Come in, join us. I will, if not somebody else. I admin the group, one of many admins, and go join it. Send a request to join, and we'll get you right in there. Jump in, talk. An I Quit match, Mr. Anderson versus Samuel Shaw. That was a feud I was really hoping to see the end of a long time ago. I like Samuel Shaw. I'm not liking the fact that he's not getting put over by Mr. Anderson, but I mean, it is what it is. We all know Mr. Anderson to be Mr. Awesome. Really tough. Mr. Anderson. Anyway, Samuel Shaw, like I said, I would like to see him get pulled over by Mr. Anderson. It's not happening. Gunner's helping him. Gunner's working. He's another one I'd like to see get put over. But like I said, time will tell, and they've only been in here for a few years. Samuel Shaw, gut check winner. Gunner used to be a security guard for Immortal. Do we remember that? What you doing, brother? I suck! Anyway, we all know that. So, moving on, Hardys came out and cut a pretty sweet promo and called out the Dudleys. Dudleys came out, and somewhere along the line, backstage, they talked. The two teams had talked, and what they want to do is put something together for the World Tag Team titles, which is great because it's nice to see, even though it's the Hardys are old school, Dudleys are old school. Yes, I said Dudleys, not Team 3D. Who cares? Team 3D is old school, Hardy's old school, and then you have the Wolves, who have been in this business for a long time, but now they're formed in a tag team outside of ROH and tag team champions. Currently, before the return, I'm just going to throw it out there and just say they're the best tag team in TNA right now. And that's from before the return of the Hardys and the Dudleys to right now. And Kurt Angle made the announcement afterwards. Wolves accepted a challenge. World Tag Team titles will be on the line. Kurt Angle later on in the show announced it's going to be the Hardys versus Team 3D versus the Wolves in a best out of 3 series out of all 3. The winner of each match gets to stipulate the next match. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it. I am completely in the mood for it. Dixie Carter had an interview, sit-down interview, is a bedside interview, really is what you could call it, with Mike Tenay. I'm happy to see Dixie Carter finally get put through the table. I wish I knew how to work all the stuff. I could put it on here and you could see it. But Dixie Carter got put through a table, and me and my kids, we all went nuts. I think the entire world went nuts. I can't speak for anybody else, but that definitely put ratings on the table anyway, and I was happy to see that. And they could have made the injury, because we all seen the ice bucket challenge that Dixie Carter did. She called out Devon, Bully Ray, and Tommy Dreamer to do that. She called them the Three Stooges, but we seen that. And with tape wrapped around, kind of reminiscent of King Kong Bundy attacking Hulk Hogan on Saturday Night's Main Event back in the day, and he just having tape wrapped around him and still doing, oh, I'm the best of the world, I suck. Anyway, brother. But they should have made it a little more believable, in my opinion. So, moving right along. Chrissy Hemme, congratulations on having a baby, or getting pregnant. I'm sorry, she didn't have the baby quite yet, but she's due in December. So that's pretty awesome. It's always awesome to see somebody else coming into the world, even though I'm actually should put the placenta up in a plaque, sell it on eBay, probably make tons of money. I'm just sick in the head. Anyway, this should be my sick report. That's what I should say. Last knockout standing match was by far the best match of the night. And I hate to say it, but you know, that last knockout standing was better than the last knockout standing last year with Gail Kim versus Taryn Terrell at Slammiversary, and that brought the house down. This one, I think it brought the house down in a big pile and then exploded, and it blew all over the Manhattan Center, all over New York City. I think we have ground zero now at the Manhattan Center. You know, it was an awesome match. It was an awesome match. Divas, I always say that the WWE divas are just a bunch of dancers, a bunch of posers. Look at how big my boobs are. Look how big my lips are. Oh, I can pose like this. Look, I can dance. I'm a fucking dactyl. Listen, none of those divas, and go ahead, feel free to argue in the comments below. Feel free to argue, call me on my phone and argue with me if you want, but the divas ain't got shit on the knockouts. Sorry to say it. There's no way that any diva could withstand a match like that. I mean, a fireman's carry suplex off the freaking top rope onto a chair. Gail Kim won. Congratulations, retaining her knockouts title. It was great. Great match. I'm just going to keep on going with it, so believe me when I say if you haven't watched it yet, find it and watch it. Sonata, kind of skipped over Sonata with his big turnaround. Now he has dark hair, hanging out with James Storm. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to cut that out. Anyway, James Storm, George Thorogood, whatever. Let's just call it what it is. That's what I was going to say. But that's going to be the Great Sonata is what they're calling that. That's going to be something interesting to watch. I'd like to see that. Trained by the Great Muta, and we all love the Great Muta. Look at this right here. I keep looking at this. This little furry feline is attacking my foot. This is the Great Lucy. Wah! Wah, wah, wah! She's pissed off. Anyway, that's my kitten. She was attacking my foot and I had to do it. So let's move right along. Stole the show, stole the match, stole the show, however you want to say it. No, this knockout standing was a great match. I see I'm right back into it again. I wasn't at the edge of my seat, but mentally I was at the edge of my seat. I'm not feeling very good. So anyway, main event, 6 sides of steel. It was a great match. I said it before, I'll say it again. It was an awesome match. Not as good as the females. It's pretty sad, you know. You can't compare WWE Divas with the TNA Knockouts. I'm just gonna keep saying it. Anyway, my son, who's 13 years old, huge wrestling fan like myself, had called it before the match even started. Wouldn't it be great if two guys touched the floor at the same time? And it ended up happening with EY and Bobby Roode both touching the floor at the same time. Kind of reminiscent of good old Hulk Hogan and Paul Orndorff, you know, Saturday night's main event, touching the floor at the same time. Except a lot more interesting, I think. They went over the tapes over and over and over again, and even at slow motion, you could see EY and Bobby Roode both touching the floor at the same time. I don't know how they did it, but it was a good show. All in all, I want to give a shout out to my man Jax, who was right there, front row, ringside, got to see it all, and hey, buddy, I seen you. I looked for you. I seen you. Should have held that belt up in the air that you had. Pretty cool. Glad you were able to see it, man. Here's kudos. Anyway, Indie to TNA. Come there. We have live Impact threads, live pay-per-view threads. We discuss nothing but indie wrestling. No WWE crap there. However, there is another group that I belong to. Another best. There's two best. Indie to TNA. And talking about pro wrestling. Go there. Both shows. We both do our own live shows. Our live. Getting a little off here. We both do our live chats during each show. Each pay-per-view. Come check us out, Indie 2 TNA, number 2 TNA, and talking about pro wrestling, because that's what we do in both groups. We talk about pro wrestling. I'm going to post this in other groups that I belong to, and come on, don't be afraid to join us. We don't bite, we wrestle. Well, we talk about it anyway. Some of us out there do wrestle. We actually do. AR Fox is part of us. Is part of Indie 2 TNA. Miss Dyslexia, part of Indie 2 TNA. Jason Cook, main man out there in TNA, he's part of Indie 2 TNA, and he's part of talking about pro wrestling. Miss Dyslexia, part of talking about pro wrestling. Mr. Tap Out, Don Fulmer, is part of Indie 2 TNA and talking about pro wrestling. So check us out. Come on out. We're always there. Somebody's always there. It's never a dull moment. Anyway, I'm just babbling on. See you in a week, fellas and ladies. Peace!